Hey, it's Amy Sell, and I'm with Alternative and Holistic Healing Education. So, here's what I want to talk about today. And I want to talk about the role of people that come into your life. And I'm going to offer you a perspective that you can either take with you or you can leave on the table. So, the interesting thing about the role that people play is that it's not what you think. We grew up in an environment. We grew up in a culture where this constant separation of them and us, right? And we go through life about who did what to us and how they made us feel, and that determines who we are in life. But I'm going to offer you something here. So I like to see the people and places and events in my life as soul messengers, because as a human, we can look at everybody and we can feel that separation, and it feels very real to us that people are separate and they are doing things to us. But on a soul perspective, we have bigger fish to fry. We have bigger goals to obtain than to get through life with success or money or love. We have bigger fish, right? We're here to evolve, and we're here to grow, and we're here to learn. And so the best way to do that is through people, places, and things. So I like to use people as my messengers. And the most difficult part of this process is that those messengers aren't always going to be kind. They're not always going to deliver a message that feels good and yummy and that you can just float on air with. A good portion of the time, those messengers are going to things that trigger you, that piss you off, that hurt you, and you're going to think it is them. Why are they doing this to me? But here's where you get to change a perspective. This is where the perspective shift can happen. Is if I start to look at what is being verbally said to me from anybody, I can start to see where that is inside of me. So if somebody says something, they're just showing up as them. They're just showing up as they wanted to show up today, no differently than I showed up today, being who I am. And in any given day, something I say could piss somebody off. But on another day, maybe not so much. Or maybe on a different person, not so much. So this is where we start to use people as clues for our own healing. And so somebody will come in, and let's say that they say something that really gets you right in the heart, right? And they trigger that part of you that doesn't feel very good. So initially, our human reaction is to go, what a bleeping. I can't believe they said that to me. How dare they? But, all the reasons why you're right and they're wrong. I would encourage you to take a few minutes, step back at some point, as soon as you can kind of get that awareness, to step back and have some awareness that, and really think about what they said. And we are the ones having the reaction to it. We're the ones getting upset. We're the ones that feel hurt. We're the ones that got triggered in a big bad way. So we have to decode what that means for us. I mean, are they saying words that we say to ourselves? Are they reflecting feelings that we didn't realize were still sitting in our body? Are they showing us areas that maybe we aren't so comfortable with about ourselves? All these things are really, really good to look at. And it's when you get really honest with yourself about how you're showing up. And you know what? It's not always pretty. We don't always get to show up shiny and pretty. We just don't. But that's good. Because if we showed up shiny and pretty all the time, there would be no growth. There would be no evolution, and there would be no point to any of this. So it's the parts that we don't like to acknowledge that we have to go in and go, oh, I am being that. Oh, I do think that about myself. Oh, I do think that about others. I might need to go in and make that okay. And that's the beauty, is we don't beat ourselves up. We just go in and we make it okay. We make it safe to be that way. We make it safe, and we love ourselves, and we forgive ourselves, and we treat ourselves like we would a child or another human that we care about. So I had this particular incident this week. I had somebody who was close to me, who's known me for a long time, come and say something really harsh. But you know what? They just showed up. They just showed up saying what they felt, and I have total respect for that. Did it hurt? Oh yeah, it hurt. But then I was aware enough to realize that that statement had something to do with how I felt about myself, and how it'd been the thing I had felt about myself for a really long time. So I used that person and I said, thank you, person, for saying that really nasty comment, because now I get to be back in control. I get to be the one to go back in and heal that for myself and move forward. So I have a lot of gratitude and love for that person. I do this all the time. The biggest challenges are usually spouses and early family members, because they will trigger the deepest wounds in us, because they're part of our fundamental, right? They're part of our very beginnings. And spouses, they're the closest thing to us usually at any given point. So they're going to trigger those really, really deep wounds. So if you're struggling in a relationship, this is a very beautiful technique, is to listen to the words. And wherever you find yourself really agitated at that other person for something, it's a good technique to go in and start to see if you can find that in yourself. And when you do, you love on it, you heal it, you heal it just by loving on it, and you heal it by making it okay to be that way. So much of what we fight against is what we think is bad or not. We label things good and we label things bad. So we go in and we make it okay and we make it good, then there's no resistance there. There's no reason to even participate in that behavior anymore, because it's all fine. It's all good. So somewhere along the way, somebody made us feel that was not an okay behavior. And so when we go in and we make it a-okay, we usually don't do it anyway. So it's a great technique and it's really powerful. But I want you to start looking, and the role that people play in our lives are really just messengers. They're messengers for us to help us move forward in our own journey and our own evolution. So the people in your life, pay attention. And it's really the things that just, are agitating you. The things that you love about people are the things you love about yourself. The things that you feel good around people are the way you feel good about yourself. It's the ones that you don't like, the ones that really get under your skin, right? These are the red flags. These are the ones that require a little self-work to get through, because they're just messengers of where you need to go in and heal some old wounds. And I just kind of like to take whoever comes into my most current awareness and work from there, because it's really hard to go in and start digging up old wounds from a place of, you don't even know where to start. So you only know where to start when somebody, when you get set, when you have a, I don't want to say negative, but when you have a reaction to somebody that doesn't feel good, that's where you start. So then you start having gratitude for the people who show up in your life, because they're all helping you. They are all helping you be the most loving, compassionate, evolved version of yourself. So hope that helps. I'm going to do some more videos as time goes on. This is part of the holistic healthy balance. A holistic health is about addressing our emotional needs, our nutritional needs, our spiritual needs, our physical needs. And the emotional part I'm very passionate about, because that is a place where people are scared to go, but it's not scary. It's just knowing how to look for clues. So good luck with that, everyone. Have a great time.